What's up, everybody? Welcome to Super Retro, a nostalgic podcast about retro gaming, movies and film, nostalgia, pop culture, anything awesome from the 80s and 90s. I'm Tuck. That's Will. We have a dope show for you all today. Of course, we're talking about the Super Mario movie that was just released in theaters. Super pumped about this one. How you feeling, man?
I'm pretty excited about it.
We had two really cool experiences going to see this thing. We went to Disney Springs, the Disney outdoor mall or whatever the hell it is, and caught the Super Mario movie on Thursday, a day after it came out. Kids were absolutely excited to the 10th power. We saw it in the biggest theater there. Dude, I haven't been to the movies in probably 5 years.
Yeah, they don't make bad chairs anymore. It's pretty, everything looks amazing in there.
Dude, when I say I haven't been to the movie in 5 years, it might be 10. It might be 10. I just don't go to the movies. It's not something that I've ever really cared about. No way I was going to miss this one, which is probably leading into why this thing broke multiple records. Everyone came out for it, but the chairs, they rumbled.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
These
Give you
chairs,
the whole immersion.
Yeah, we were in the movie, it felt like. The chairs were rumbling. Shit was crazy. What was your experience? How'd you see it?
Just got to go to movie theater right down the street with a big group of people on a party bus, like 20 or so, 30 people.
Shout him out.
Yeah, Tony Thomas, Rec Bar. We went on a big party bus Mario party.
Yeah, I was going to be on that. I was going. Tony, I was going, bro. I just couldn't.
It was amazing.
Get it done.
Yeah, it was really awesome, man. Like, to see how excited the kids were, how excited I was. Like, it was just a really good experience, man.
So it broke. Let's see.
I think it made like 377 million worldwide.
Yeah, came out on a Wednesday and did 377 million worldwide.
Like, in today's market of movies, like, most things don't do well in the box office anymore. You know what I mean?
Highest grossing animated film in history. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's almost like what took so long.
I'm glad they waited.
You glad they waited?
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, it's, if I'm like at Nintendo, I'm thinking, damn, we could have done this a long time ago. But
they made the right decision because look what it did.
Yeah,
and it
timing
looked
was
perfect.
Yeah, you can't critique that at all. What's really dope is now there's a Nintendo film company. It's like all of my childhood dreams are coming true. Like,
yeah, every character we played as a kid is now going to be a character on screen.
And there's a meme going around with their schedule. I'm pretty sure they didn't release it, but there's some dope shit on there. There's Donkey Kong, Metroid, Zelda, Kirby. Obviously. I'd love to see a Zelda movie.
Yeah, Smash Brothers movie.
Because if you think about it, these were our movies back in the day. Like, we channeled ourselves into these games.
Yeah,
and
that's what I liked about it, is because like it's like I already saw this movie.
Exactly.
By playing every game and on every system throughout my years, like all the things they included in the movie, I would already have like done it myself. Like, you know what I mean? I knew every character that they popped up. Like,
I thought that was cool too, when you would see little bits and pieces of characters that you knew, little references, like Diddy Kong, how they showed Diddy Kong for just like a second, but he was there. It's Diddy made his appearance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ludwig von Koopa, the piano said that on it.
Yeah,
and he was one of the bosses in Mario.
I don't even know where to start with this.
Yeah, we already started.
I know, but as far as getting into it, first let me say, I understand what went into making this film, because I'm going to give my opinion on the pros and the cons. And some of you are like, how is there cons? But trust me, everything I got to say is super positive. I'm just going to dig into it, you know what I'm saying? And talk about things that I wish would have happened and things that I thought were awesome that happened. I don't know if Will's got any of that locked and loaded, but I have quite a bit of it here. Let's jump right into it. Well, first of all, like I said, super dope. 377 million worldwide, 204 million domestically. Unbelievable. That's to the point you made when we were talking about it on the phone.
Nowadays, man.
You were saying on the phone, a 40-year-old men would go see it by themselves.
Yeah, like, look at their target audience. It's kids, all the kids that would you normally go to an animated movie, and then all their parents, and then people without parents. Right. I mean, without kids. You know what I mean?
Yep. And that's what got me out the house. That's what got me into a movie theater, this movie. And I knew my kids would enjoy it, and I knew I would enjoy it. So yeah, man, here's a few things that I wanted to point out. Again, I know what goes into making movies. This shit was absolutely incredible. Let me just get that out of the way. Thumbs up, okay? But I want to talk about stuff, It wasn't everything I was expecting as far as being a Nintendo fan to the level that I am and that we are. And what I mean by that is I selfishly wanted it to be more like the Mario and the images that I grew up with. I wanted to see like a 2D film, like an 8-bit film. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see 8-bit, or I wanted to see more 8-bit presence in it. there were plenty of throwbacks. There was plenty of that stuff. There was plenty, you know, the intro. There was Mario playing Nintendo. I mean, it was full of nostalgia stuff. But visually, I felt like it was designed as if you were watching it on a Switch, if that makes sense. So when the Mario characters were redesigned, for instance, I downloaded Mario Kart on my iPad while I was on vacation to play with the kids. And those characters look exactly like the characters look in the movie, which is, I get it. That's who Mario is now. And on the new Mario games, the Mario University and all that.
Looks just like it.
That's him. I understand why. But there was a small part of me that wanted it to look selfishly the way that I wanted it to look.
But that wouldn't have worked for the kids.
The kids would have been like, what is this?
That looks stupid.
The kids would have been like, what the hell is this?
That looks terrible.
So I get it. That's what I mean. Like, it was designed through Switchy, and I felt it also had like a Pixar vibe to it.
Illumination, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, the writing on it was pretty dope. I thought the writing was dope. I thought it went by really fast. What did you think about the overall story, though?
I loved it, man.
The whole thing.
The way, I think like the way those people who invented these characters in the beginning, like the 8-bit, this is what they wanted them to look like.
This is what they visualized.
They couldn't have made them like that then. You know what I mean? Like that was the only thing they could do, was to make it this 8-bit little weird.
Right, they had all these limitations.
Yeah, like
on
now
them.
This was like, to me, that when I went and watched it, like it was the whole world that they've encompassed Mario in throughout its history in like a big blown up fashion.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this was like on steroids. Like
Right.
everything they could make, the like most beautiful world they could make. Like the world, like the whole screen was just beautiful at every scene of the movie. You know what I mean?
Visually stunning.
It was stunning.
The whole time, visually amazing.
Yeah.
The colors, the design,
colors,
the
bro.
3D world. And that's what I was saying. Like, selfishly, the 2D is what I wanted to see. But they did. If you really pay attention, they did give you that.
Yeah.
When they would do the obstacles,
Yep.
it would go into 2D for a minute. It
Yep.
would go into 2D from the
Like when he's
side.
jumping from the side.
It would show them doing it from the
Yeah.
side. So I feel like they did that.
They tried.
They tried. They did what they could do with the tools they have now.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I think
What-
they paid homage enough for the old fans and to get the new ones.
I mean, I would have liked to have seen more, but overall, I understand all of it. And if they did it that way, it would probably have been more of a. It wouldn't be what it is now. It would be more of a
Like I think
a cult film or something.
yeah.
You know?
Think of like how hard it is to put everything in the history of Mario in one movie.
I know.
They put Mario Kart, like they put everything, every game.
Which when the Rainbow Road showed up,
That was awesome.
Bro, I was.
Like the fact when he threw the turtle shell behind him and the banana peels, like bro, they put Mario Kart in the movie with Mario, everything, like Donkey Kong.
I loved when that Rainbow Road showed up. I mean, that was
awesome.
that scene was epic, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
And
And
I
the
like-
story, they like how it is. Like they went and met Donkey Kong's people, and then they had to help them, and then they went and Bowser like tricked them, and you know what I mean.
I like how the story doesn't really fall in line with like the original, like
game.
like Donkey Kong here. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But their general disdain for each other is there.
Yeah.
They kept that there. You
was
know,
like,
because in this movie
I hate
they're
you.
rivals.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, in this game they're rivals.
Yeah.
They're trying to save. Mario's trying to save Princess, right?
Yeah, from Jumpman, which
Yeah.
was cool because they threw a Jumpman arcade game in the background.
That was really cool.
Instead of calling it Donkey Kong.
That was
Which it
dope.
was exactly Donkey Kong, but they didn't call it that.
Because I don't think that would have made sense.
No,
considering he just met Donkey.
Yeah, and people were like, "Why isn't Mario playing Mario on the Nintendo? He was playing Kid Icarus instead."
Because he wouldn't be playing.
Yeah,
himself.
it wasn't in the game. Yeah, it was so cool.
I liked how they did all
Yeah,
that.
me too. I really liked the whole how they really put the plumber thing in there, made them from New York. Like they really put that.
They were really plumbers.
Yeah, like they were really plumbers, and how they did that to where they were like trying to prove themselves. Luigi was scared, like he always is. Like Mario was heroic.
He had his back the whole time. Mario was always protecting Luigi,
Yep.
but at the very end,
Luigi
when
stepped
Mario
up, bro.
needed Luigi, he busts out with the sewer cap, blocking the flames
Stepped
from
up,
Bowser.
bro.
That was so dope. That was really dope writing. On the other hand, some of the dialogue was kind of cheesy. Did you feel that?
A little bit.
Some of it was kind of dry and cheesy, like,
I don't know, man. I think they sort of did that intentional.
probably. That's the way I felt too. It's just Jack Black was involved, And some of the stuff he said with Bowser was just like, that kind of felt like a
Yeah,
layup.
I think they went. The one critique I have is the overtop singing. I think they because of Bowser or because of Jack Black, they pushed singing on Bowser.
Mm-hmm. I loved it.
I know, but you know,
I
what I mean?
love the
That,
singing.
to me,
Doug.
like I just
When he's
did.
like, bitches.
It didn't fit to me though. I've never heard like in a game where Bowser was singing.
That's true. That's
You know
true.
what I mean? Like, but I mean, I didn't mind it, but
Yeah.
it was just something I was like, "What the fuck is this? Why is he singing? Why has he got a piano?"
But I thought Jack Black killed it. And
He
dude,
did.
They did something to their voices too, because obviously it was Jack Black, but I feel like they pitched him down a
Yeah,
tad.
I couldn't tell sometimes it was Jack Black,
I think they pitched him down.
and I couldn't tell it was Chris Pratt half the time.
I'm serious. They pitched him.
Yeah, they had
Same
to.
with Seth Rogen.
Oh, and was it Key or Peel? Was it Key? Which one is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I know
that-
it's one of them.
Yeah,
from King of
he
Peele.
I couldn't tell he was Toad. Like I was like, what is? Because I heard he was a real high pitch, and I was like, is that?
They modded him, and Seth Rogen.
I could tell it was him
You could tell it was him on certain things.
when he laughed.
when he had like certain inflections, you could tell it was him.
Yeah.
Definitely when he laughed, but there were other times I couldn't tell it was him, and I think it's because they pitched it, which was really dope because I don't like in movies when I can just
No, you're right.
I see the actor talking. the
Nope,
whole
you're
time.
100% right.
Like I know the actor so well that it kind of is confusing.
Yeah, because I knew the actor for the princess, and I didn't think of her once the whole movie.
Right,
Like I just thought it was just the princess.
right. So I think they had to have intentionally.
Yeah, and I do
done
like
that,
how
so.
I like how they picked. People are mad about picking the certain actors that got the voice people, but
They nailed it.
Like I think they nailed it for the future. Like the guy Charles Martinet or whatever, the guy who did Mario's voice forever. He's done it for every game. Like he is Mario's voice. He was actually in the movie. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know
He's
that.
one of their family members, and he was the guy at the very end that says "Wahoo."
No,
There's a guy at the very end was sitting there. It was like a weird comment.
Mm-hmm.
It was just when all the people were looking at him in New York, and they were standing up top of that hill. He went "Wahoo."
no, I didn't. know
Yeah,
that.
it was him. Like they paid homage to the OG.
That's cool, and I understand why they wouldn't. I mean, Chris
Yeah.
Pratt's gonna be around.
No,
for a long
and that's
time.
what I'm saying. Like, and it's I tell people like all these games that have the Mario's voice, like they didn't have dialogue.
Yeah,
Like this guy has to have conversations with people the whole movie.
He's gotta
Like,
act.
Yeah, and like, you can't just have a guy who says 3 or 4 words in a game.
yeah. You can't expect that guy to suddenly be
Nail it.
an actor.
and
you need
nail
an actor
all
doing
the
it.
emotions. Like, and all these actors that they picked are going to be around for the next 10 years to
Easily.
do movies.
Why the Chris Pratt hate though?
Because he's not Italian. Like, what does that matter?
They killed it. The cast killed it. I think they nailed it with the
Yeah,
cast.
that's perfect. Everyone.
What was the highlight of the film for you?
For me, the highlight was when they got the star.
Oh, when they got the star.
When Mario
at
and
the very
Luigi
end.
shared the star.
Yeah, it was badass.
Yeah, like because it was like almost like turned into an action movie.
Dude, first of all, I feel like the whole movie was an action movie.
Yeah, it was.
I thought it started a tad bit too quick with the whole bout. Like it immediately starts and Bowser's like coming in and steals the star,
Yeah.
which I understand. They only had a certain amount of time they could tell
Yeah,
this story.
they didn't waste no time.
They wasted none. Like
They
immediately
threw you
this
into
thing
the
jumped
story
off.
immediately.
I thought it was dope how that happened though, and then it went right into Mario and Luigi's commercial. You know, and they're all like, "Fuck yeah!"
And I like another thing I was gonna say about that. I like how over the top Italian they tried to sound in the commercial.
and then they weren't. And
Yeah,
then,
and
they
then
was
there
like,
was, it was like they were acting.
and you know, it kind of threw me off that they lived with their parents. Like, how old were they? You know what I'm saying?
They looked like kids.
They looked like kids.
I
dude?
mean, in the movie, the way they portrayed them, they
yeah,
looked
the
like,
way they acted, they were
Yeah.
like teenagers or young 20s.
yeah, 19.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. So
But
I mean,
like-
I guess it makes sense.
But like when they got the star, like if anybody knows the Mario games, when you get the star, you're invincible.
Oh yeah.
So like soon as they got this star and it's been around in the whole movie showing you the star, so then they both touched it at the same time and then just annihilated everybody in
I
Bowser's.
like how shit was just bouncing off of them.
Yep.
Didn't matter
just
what
like
they
the
were doing.
movie, just like the video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
What I thought would have been cool though is if it ran out. Did it run out?
It ran out. It runs out in the game.
I know, that's what I mean.
No, I mean, yeah, it ran out because they were at the end of the movie. They didn't have it.
I guess I didn't catch that
Yeah,
part.
but I mean, it was a long duration.
So my highlight of the film was the Donkey Kong fight scene.
I swear to God, I was about to say that until I thought about the star.
It's between those, but yeah, I say the Donkey Kong fight scene. I also like when the Shy Guys captured Luigi.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? In that just dark,
It was
dark
scary.
world. That was cool, man.
Yeah.
Especially since I have like
And
a
the
tattoo.
and the what they call the dry bones or whatever, the turtles.
Oh yeah.
How he killed one of them. Was like, yes.
I looked over at the kids and they were like,
I said, as soon as I looked at Vinny, I said he's coming back.
Yeah.
Because I knew they reanimate.
loved
Yeah,
it.
it was so cool. But no, the Donkey Kong fight scene was epic.
he turned into the cat.
The cat suit,
when he
bro.
turned into the cat, it was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and everybody was laughing at him because he was a cat.
That was my highlight. The music. Oh, the music.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the Bowser music, which was cool.
No.
I'm talking about the original music from the game.
Yeah.
They did a new take, a new spin on each one of them.
Yeah,
and
you could hear it.
You could hear it, but it was different.
Yeah.
I'm glad Koji Kondo got his fucking due, because in the credits, I stayed in the credits to make sure I saw
you
his
see
name.
it?
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Shigeru Miyamoto, he got his credit. Had to give credit where credit was due. But yeah, seeing that music and the way they like gently played it in the background on certain scenes. And what was real dope is my son Mason. This is how I know I'm doing an all right job with educating them on Nintendo.
Yeah.
He knew each board. He would hear the music in the background. He'd be like, oh, that's when you go into the dungeon. Or that's when Bowser shows up for the first time. or that's when you do this. Or that's when you slide down the flagpole.
Yeah.
He knew all of it. I was
That's
like,
so
holy
cool.
shit. How do you know this? He's
Yeah,
like,
I
don't
like
know.
the sounds, like the hitting the turtles. You know what I mean? Like every little sound in Mario. And the power-ups were really cool.
Oh, the power-ups were so dope.
Yeah, how she incorporated that. It was like, I put them all around. Yeah, and he
hates mushrooms.
He hates mushrooms, had to eat it and get bigger. And was like, oh, God, this is awesome.
I love how they just have to eat it,
Yep.
you know? Because, to your point earlier, that's how they probably would have made it back then.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, on the 8-bit Mario, he just runs over the mushroom and
Yep.
turns it. You know, if they had the graphic
Yeah,
ability,
they couldn't have eaten them back
they couldn't
then.
have had him
Yeah.
grab it and go like that
Heck
and it looked cool, you know? So-
Touch it, it's in you. That's how terrible it was.
And that's, dude, I was playing Ninja Gaiden last night, and yeah, I mean, there's little turkeys. You know, there's little, like, cooked turkeys that you just run over top of that gives you energy.
That's
It's
how
like,
you do
what
it.
That's the best they could do.
Yeah.
They couldn't do anything else, you know? Like on Zelda now, on Breath of the Wild, I mean, you literally are eating.
Yeah, you have to cook and
You
stuff.
cook and eat
Yeah.
nuts and shit. Nintendo turning into a film company. God, man. There's a whole line of blockbusters for it.
Yep. Look at all those characters just waiting for movies and stories to be told, especially like Zelda. The story's already there for you.
I mean, it's been written. It's basically, the games are basically movies. They could turn each game into a movie.
Yep.
They
Especially the classics.
They probably got to do Breath of the Wild first. Can you imagine if they put a Breath of the Wild movie out?
Yeah, see, I was even thinking of like old NES Zelda.
For sure.
Like you could make that a whole
The
movie.
very first one, yes. Come on, man. Where you go into different dungeons?
That's
and
what I'm
shit?
saying.
Dude,
He's got to go to 8 dungeons.
like how dope could you make a Zelda dungeon right now?
Yeah.
You know?
I like that part where I was really impressed with the princess.
I was too.
Like she kicked ass.
Yeah,
bro.
she did. And it makes sense. It makes sense because she may be this little princess, but she's also a badass in the game. I mean,
Yep.
she can do everything that the other characters
And
can
I
do.
didn't know I like how they gave her an origin, or I don't think I ever knew that she came through one of the pipes when she was a baby. I mean, they gave her an origin.
Maybe it's out there. Maybe
like
we
she's a
don't-
human from the Mario's world that somehow slipped through that pipe
through
and
the
then
pipe,
became a princess.
and the mushrooms took care of her,
Yeah,
and then
how cool is that?
made her princess. That's a cool story. They
Yeah,
could
and
do
then
it.
like when she did that obstacle course, and he was like, "How many times did it take you?" He's like, "You did it first try, didn't you?"
She did.
She was like, "Yeah."
She was a badass.
And Mario never did it.
He never. Yeah, he
Yeah,
never.
he never
She
even-
was like, "It's all right. You did pretty good."
Yeah, you almost made it. I don't know what you're gonna give it, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to give it pretty high a score.
Okay, we'll come back to the scores because I got a couple other things. What is that little star?
The funny one?
Yeah.
I do not know.
What is that? What is the name
We
of that
should have
star?
looked that up.
How do we not know this? You know, I've seen him before. He is it the star that does this?
I don't know.
It says the little critter is a Luma, introduced in the Mario Wii game Super Mario Galaxy. Lumas are star-shaped creatures with the potential to be reborn as planets and other heavenly bodies. So
Wow.
as
This was after I'd done with Mario, so I don't know Luma.
I've seen the
He
star,
was comedy.
for real, one of my favorite parts of the movie, whenever it would say anything, I don't know what you call the way he was being. There's a name for it. Just like hopelessly,
Yeah, he was hopeless. He was so mad when everything got saved.
like he wanted to die.
yeah, he was. He accepted it
He's just like,
long ago.
he's like, oh, the suffering. Basically, the suffering's about to be over.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so happy. And then when it didn't, he was upset.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, great."
And he had a little message at the end, too. That was,
funny. Yeah, that guy stole the show.
The Luma.
Every time you got up here, the Luma would bring
Bring you down. That's exactly what they did. Any high point, the Luma showed up and just brought it back down
It's like,
to
"Oh
ground.
yeah, we're all gonna
It's
die."
like, yeah, we are all going to die. Thanks for reminding us, Luma.
And I think that dude Kamek or whatever, the magician, he did good too.
Which one am I missing?
He's like Bowser's right hand man.
Oh yeah.
He's awesome.
Bowser was pretty evil.
He should have been though.
He really should have been.
Like when I was a kid, I thought that dude was pure evil.
How they had all the different animals and shit locked in the cages
Yeah,
over
the
top
fire.
of the lava.
I mean, dude, when I remember when I first got to Bowser on a video game, like I was scared to death. My hands were shaking, like I was sweating.
That's great.
Like I was like, oh, yeah, I'd go under him.
Yeah, you got to pause it and
Yeah, I know. I swear.
wipe your hands off.
You don't understand. It was so scary.
All right, well, let's give it a rating. If you don't have you got anything else, let me think. Let me just go over the movie in my head real quick. If there's anything I missed, any other critiques I wanted to make. But like I said, with any critique I made, please understand it comes from, having super high expectations. And overall with this movie, I was thoroughly impressed. And I'm glad I didn't let any of the critics that saw it first get into my head at all. Because
they were hating on it.
They were hating on it. Rotten Tomatoes right now, the critics are the rating is super low, but the audience is like 98%.
Yeah, man.
Who gives a shit?
Go live your life.
Come on, man. Let us have this. Don't bring it down. It doesn't matter. It's official. 377 million.
Yeah.
Suck on that, you
Numbers
critics.
Numbers talk.
Exactly. Oh, I did look up the budget. Guess how much it cost to make?
100 million.
100 million. Did we already talk about
Nope.
that? All right, you looked it up too.
Mm-hmm. They're already in the profits, bro.
Dude, this shit's gonna make a lot of money
Yeah.
if you think about it. It's only been out a week, and just think about.
You know what else? You think about the rewatchability.
So when we left, they were already asking. My kids were already asking if we can get it on VHS because we have the VH collection here. I was like, I don't know about that. I was like, probably. I was like, but I know we can get it on DVD,
Yep.
and I know we can get it on rented.
I'm already
on Amazon.
I was already gonna pre-order it on Amazon.
Yeah, so
because that's the one movie I want at home.
I wish we had it now. So
that's movie night quality there. Like you said though, man, I think this is gonna open the doors for Nintendo to be a power in movies.
I do too. I mean,
it's gonna
seeing that at the beginning, the Nintendo Film Company and all that, I was like,
yep.
oh
You're
shit.
like, oh, that it did show you 8-bit characters in the very beginning of the movie. It had Mario and Luigi. An 8-bit start the whole thing with Nintendo.
I know.
That was awesome.
When I saw that, I was like, yes.
That was awesome.
And then I didn't really see anything quite like that again.
I think that was what they were giving you.
They gave me that, so I take it. Let's go. Let's
Nintendo powers.
Let's give it a rating, Will.
All right.
You go first.
Well, I mean, to me, going in, I don't know if I had high expectations like you, but I think I don't know. I was just excited to see it. You know what I mean?
Like glad that it actually happened.
Yeah, I was glad that I was here and I could go there with my boy and watch it as as an adult and just to encompass everything I liked as a child. Like to me, that movie was everything I wanted it to be. Like that's what I told them when they asked me how was it. I was like, it was everything it should have been to me.
Between 1 and 5.
Yeah, like to me. Oh, one rating.
Yeah.
Oh well, to me, I mean, I'm gonna have to go with for this being the first Nintendo movie and starting Mario's career as a actual powerhouse movie. To me, I gotta go 5, man. It's the best.
Damn.
It's the best. One of the best animated movies I've ever seen, and I love animated movies.
Damn, that's I wasn't expecting the 5, but okay.
Yeah, man. I don't think it's gonna be hard to beat that to me on any of the other movies like Zelda or Metroid or anything, Kirby or Smash. I mean, anything. To me, that was everything I wanted to see in a movie.
Word. So, all right, my turn.
So was it?
I'm a Luma.
Yeah, here's Luma.
I'm kidding. No, it's not. I'm looking at it as an experience, kind of like you did. So I had some. I gave Will my rating. What did I tell you originally? 3.7.
Yeah, it hurt me.
But the way I look at a 1 to 5, 1 is terrible. 2 is didn't live up to expectations. 3 is exactly what I thought. 4 is good, and 5 is very good. Or I guess 4 is very good, and 5 is like classic.
Yeah.
Okay. So I originally gave it like a 3.7 or a 3.8 or something. I've had some time to really digest it, so I'm going to change my score.
It had to go up.
It had to go up.
It went up, bro.
I sat back with it and really thought about the film and thought about everything. My kids loving it and everything that they were saying to me when I left,
And you're like,
I think
oh.
I had really high expectations. I had this idea of what I wanted it to be. That's kind of unfair, you know.
I think that's what most people's problems are.
It really is. That's what all these
They
older
want
guys
what they
doing.
want.
They're doing all these damn, you know.
They couldn't get over it not being an Italian dude saying Mario.
Yeah, that didn't bother me at all.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
stuff.
they're taking that in with them, already hating.
Exactly.
I don't
Whatever.
care who's saying it, bro.
I don't either. Like, show me a good movie. It doesn't matter. It was really well done. I thought overall, great movie. I wish the story. I wish it expanded a little more on certain things, but like you said, you only have so much time to fit all of that history and make it all make sense.
Yep.
So I felt they did do the best that they could do with such a massive a massive thing. Mario, it's just massive.
20, 30 years of
things
information.
So many directions you could have went. So there's definitely no way that I could have done any better or even close to that with an idea. They really did the best they could. So, however, I'm not going to give it a 5 because I know they're going to work out some kinks. I think maybe if they look at it from an outside view, or you know, I think they know that the story maybe could have been a little better, and that it did go fast the whole time, which was fine because kids love that, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, I wanted to see it slow down just a bit, maybe get to know some of the characters a little bit, or learn something new about them, because I honestly felt like I didn't really learn much about anybody. I already knew everything about them all, which is fine. So those are my only real critiques, is that. Other than that, visually beautiful, super fun from the beginning to end, plenty of nostalgia being fed to you the whole time in the background, and
Easter eggs.
You'll see things that you remembered from the game, you know, and it going into the 2D when they would do the little obstacles. I really appreciated that. I guess I'm gonna go roughly 4.3. I'm gonna go 4.3.
I thought you were gonna say something like 4.25, so I was on it.
No, 4.3. Right. I almost said 4.2. I'm gonna go 4.3. That's, you know, 4 being very good. So this is in between very good and like amazing.
Yeah.
Just it's because if I look at it objectively, I do feel they could have done just a little better. So I can't give it a 5.
See, I'm giving it a 5 because I think they could have done worse.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And Bowser singing almost got me down to in the 4.
Almost got you to a 4.9.
Because it was just like, what the fuck?
It was too much.
It was Jack Black forcing it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a singer.
That's what I meant when I said that some of the dialogue was cheesy. Some of it felt forced and like not well thought out.
To me, that was forced, but
like not well thought out. But I mean,
now going forward, it's going to be hilarious because he's going to sing more.
Yeah, but as an adult, I feel that way. But my kids probably were like, "That line was great."
Yeah.
Literally one of the only critiques.
Yep.
Other than that, loved it. Super excited to see what the future brings for the whole Nintendo film company.
Yep. The world. The Nintendo
everything.
world.
It's exciting.
They opened the floodgates, man.
I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it broke records.
And I'm glad they waited till now to make it to be so visually stunning. Like now,
I mean, they probably could have made this 5 years ago.
Yeah, they could have, but now it's pretty on point.
Yeah.
Like imagine Metroid or Zelda.
I'm ready to see a Zelda movie.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. Who was your favorite character in the movie? We're gonna end on this.
Man, I gotta go Mario, man. I mean, I know that's the easy answer, but he was the hero to me.
Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm. That's my second.
I don't know what they just really captured.
They did.
Donkey Kong, even though you know it's the newer Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not fair
bro.
either. I mean, that was Donkey. He's on Nintendo 64. That's how he looks.
Oh, that tie was sick.
Actually,
the DK.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Super Nintendo, I believe, is when he was introduced
like that,
looking like that for the first time.
Because that's not him right there.
Right. There's the original guy up there. I don't know if people can see it. Is it fall down? No, he's up there. Thank y'all for tuning in. Check out Super Retro. This will be up everywhere on YouTube. We really want to get the YouTube page cracking, so I'm going to load this up on YouTube, share it, tell your friends about it. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the support we're getting from the community. We're trying to grow this thing. We have a ton more content coming your way. We have all these ideas. We're going to start acting on them. superretropod@gmail.com if you want to email us with any ideas. If you got anything, just holler at us. Talk about a game with us, and we'll shout you out.
Wait till y'all see this hauls we got coming up.
We're gonna do another haul video.
We got a lot.
If you've been on our YouTube page, you can see that there's a haul video on there. This next one's gonna be epic. It'll
It might
feature
have to be
the
two.
donkey. It might. You know,
We've
we'll pick
been collecting a little too much, man.
We've been going pretty hard. We've been going hard in the paint on the collecting. So, yeah, y'all, holler at us. Peace.
See ya.